healthy habits, and I'm going to take you through a few of them that are going to help you get the new year started right. So let's start with talking about protein. Including more protein in your day to day is a really helpful way to both stay satiated, which is staying full, and it also helps to keep your blood glucose nice and steady, which is going to mean that you're less hungry. So let's start with some snacking options. Cottage cheese is one of the best things that you can have. It is so rich in protein and it makes for a great spread on toast. It can also be eaten kind of the same as yogurt, topping it with both savory and sweet things, which is a really nice way to start your day or have a little afternoon snack. It is soup season, and these soups from Progresso that are higher in protein make it as simple as popping open the can and making sure that you warm it up, and then you get 18 to 20 grams of protein per serving. And I just think it's really good if you're maybe not feeling as salady lately, because that's very much in the new year, you think it's got to be salads only, and we'll get to that in a second. But having some soups that maybe you don't have to make and you can just grab from the pantry are going to make it really easy to have those protein snacks or a good protein start to your meal. Also, these Vienna chickpea snacks, getting in more fiber, which these really fit the bill both for protein and fiber because they are baked chickpeas. This is a great way to get that snacking flavor, but in a way that's a little bit more nutrient dense than chips. And that's a really helpful habit, to think of those flavors that you like in snacking and find alternatives like these where you're still getting that ranch flavor or something to that effect without having to necessarily have something that isn't going to be as filling or as protein rich. Then if you check out this week's circular, you will see there are some great options for protein shakes, which if you are having trouble figuring out how to get more protein into your diet, depending on maybe certain lifestyle choices that you have, maybe you are more plant-based, these are some great options. We have plant-based protein options that are shelf stable. So something like this you can keep on hand. If you get to the end of the day and realize I need to get a little bit more protein, you can even warm up your protein shake with a little bit of cocoa powder and you have a protein rich hot chocolate. And similar to what I was saying about finding snack alternatives, the best way to make habits that stick is to think about what it is that you like to do and what you want to achieve with your health, and then find little ways to get there that are still really fun. A cup of hot chocolate to end the day, but a hot chocolate that's protein rich, that is a win-win. Something else that I don't think is talked about enough when it comes to setting healthy habits is hydration. So let's talk about it and let's make it a little bit more interesting than just having water. I love these lemon perfects. It's just like squeezing some citrus and some delicious flavors into your water, but they've done it for you. This is a blueberry flavor. This is just your classic lemon. And something like this is a perfect way to give yourself that little bit of extra flavor, but it just feels so much more indulgent than just drinking water. And this is going to be great for just increasing that hydration from the day to day. We also have these iced teas, which again, a nice different flavor than water, because I know that's what I hear a lot. People just feel like water is not interesting enough for them to drink day after day. So by cutting in something like this once or twice amidst the water, it just makes it a little bit more interesting. You can also make it fun, pour it into a glass with ice and make it with a little bit of lemon wedges or, you know, a little bit of a sparkling water to kind of fizz it up. Lastly, we have our liquid IV, and it's so important this time of year, even though it's not summertime and you maybe think, oh, I'm not as hot, I'm not sweating as much, do I need these electrolytes? It's still really helpful to getting that boost of not just flavor, but of some nutrients too. So getting things like these liquid IVs, it's a perfect time to stock up and try to utilize that in your day-to-day hydrating routine. So we've got our hydration habits down, we've got some tips for protein, but what about meal prep? We have got that covered for you as well this week in our circular with a super simple recipe. We have some salmon fillets in the frozen section of your seafood department that you can find on sale. This is a perfect thing to stock up for. Put it in the air fryer and you have a delicious, healthy, fat-rich protein that is ready to go and ready to be topped on something like a salad. And I know I said that it is soup season, but I have a salad recipe for you here that is great because by using winter vegetables like our Brussels sprouts, like that cabbage, you can make something in advance that you don't have to worry about sitting in the fridge for a couple of days because it's actually going to tenderize those cruciferous vegetables and give you something really, really nice. So I'm going to whip up a really simple dressing. Mustard is my go-to when I'm making a dressing by myself that isn't already pre-prepared because mustard acts as an emulsifier, which means it's going to bring together your fat and your vinegar. I'm using some apple cider vinegar. This is just something that I think a lot of people should have in their house, not just for cooking, but also doing an apple cider vinegar shot or putting that in your water to start your day. That's another healthy habit that you can do. There are studies that show that it can help with blood glucose management. So why not put it in your dressing and then have it handy for that good for you idea for your blood glucose. A little bit of salt and pepper in here. And that's it. Really, you could do a mustard, a vinegar, and an oil with any combination, and that can be a super simple dressing that is going to add a ton of flavor without having to add a ton of additional sugars or things like that. So I'm pouring that right on my salad. And like I said, that's just going to soak in, and it's something that I don't have to worry about. And then we're going to top it with some pomegranate seeds. Again, we are thinking fresh, we are thinking seasonal, and we are thinking really antioxidant rich. And then I'm putting some pumpkin seeds for a little bit of extra protein as well as some extra nutrients. And there you have it. And so this can really give you your vegetable serving for the entire week. And it's done so, so quickly. I know people think cutting up cabbage, it seems daunting, but it takes no time at all. And you have this beautiful, beautiful wintry salad that you can serve alongside your salmon, made easier by our great deals that you'll find in the circular. Hopefully some of these tips stick so that you can have your best New Year yet.